Hi, hello viewers. Good evening. I really want to connect my views with you today. In connecting your special proceedings to be executed for applying grammar in English. Of course, the first session was such that had been related to the parts of speech and also how to make use of the pictorial presentation for speaking in English was such a session. But today, I want you to connect you to the sensible focus of different group of structure in English. How about the phrase? How about the class? Especially and significantly, conditional class is very important. Is it so? Because there are more conditions in the world. If we don't have any condition or the enforceability of conditions may not be there, it will never process into the proper execution of action, because every action has its equal and opposite reaction. Because I just want you all to recall the special definition of Newton's third law of motion. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. If it is so, in which way can we relate the conditional clauses for our very easy expressions in English? Of course, what is a clause? Undefined clause. Of course, group of words that make complete sense along with the proper denotion of time is called to be a sentence, is it not? Because the sensible group of words alone make its own purpose of denoting about an action, about the concept, about the reasonable involvement of telling something to be conveyed. How can it have its purpose of reaching the different views of its special presentation? Everything can be there in a sentence. So we must know to focus on the group of words in English. Of course, the group of words are much importance. The sensibility is very important, because while we want to order many more words in English, how can we specially order the group of words in English? Let me just present to you. In it, I will say you the group of the special sections of certain clauses in it. The main very important clause to be discussed is conditional clause. How can you classify this conditional clause? Let me just present the first conditional clause to you, that is open condition. What is that open condition? In the first group of words, it has its open condition, and in the second group of words, it is a complete frame of a structure of the clause that tells you about the special consequences of the open condition that shall have to be abided by. If you abide with certain condition in the first group of words, automatically it will be resulted into the positive focus of an action. What is it? Let me present to you. If you work hard, you will pass. You see, the first group of words in English is if you work hard, which is in conditional indicator if. And I just introduced the pronoun you here. And what does he? What do you have to undergo? You must work hard. If you work hard, you will pass. Of course, time is there, and if you really have the proper schedule of the timetable with you, and if you know to give your special intention to work hard, you will pass. So if you work hard, you will definitely pass. This is only the first statement of the sensible group of words in English. Of course, the first group of words are in phrase. If you work hard, you will pass. You can see the first group of words are all is in complete present tense because it is an open condition and you have to work hard for that. It is in simple present tense. You will pass because the proposed action of it will only happen in future. For whatever do you do now, that is you have to work hard now, no? That are all in, if you work hard, you will pass. So, you can see the conditional indicator is if and you are the pronoun, is it not? The second part of the sentence is the pronoun you. Work hard, you will pass. So, it is a statement that comes under the open condition. And how about the second condition? It is a probable condition. What is a probable condition? Only in imagination alone it would be possible. How about the function of the auxiliary verb in the second group of sentence? We shall have to notice here. And in which way? What is the special enforceability of the condition in the first group of words alone? We have to see. If you worked hard, you would pass in the examination. Now, you just listen. If you worked hard, I say. Only there has been a slight difference of modification in changing that work into work. Because worked means it is the verb completely coming under the section of the past tense. Work, worked, work. Is it so? So, if you worked hard, you would pass. After you, which is a successor, only the auxiliary verb would is a successor here. You would pass in the examination, I say. What does it mean? He really had more time, but he did not study well. But only with the bent of our emotions, we say, if he worked hard, he would pass in the examination. What does it mean? He never worked hard and he failed in the examination. Instead of telling like this, we make that under the condition, probable condition. For it, the sentence structure is, if he worked hard, he would pass in the examination. Okay? Then what about the third conditional clause? In the third conditional clause, we call it as impossible condition because the first conditional clause is the open condition or the possible condition. The second conditional clause is the probable condition and the third conditional clause is an impossible condition. What is that impossible condition? Even in imagination it could not be possible. For it, the events whichever had happened in the past could be collected for a view of representing our illustrations. If he had worked hard, he could have passed in the examination. What does it mean? If he had worked hard, he could have passed in the examination. Time was there. Actually, the preparations could be possible by him. But if he had worked hard, he could have passed in the examination. Even the ability was with him. But he failed to do so. Is it so? So, if he had worked hard, he could have passed in the examination. The next condition is, the next pattern of the sentence is, if an electricity had not failed, the production could have increased. So, this is an unfortunate situation. Electricity had failed. So, that alone the production could not have increased. If the electricity hadn't failed, the production could have increased. You see, could have. Can is an able word in English. It all depends upon the electricity alone. The unfortunate event had been there. It had failed. If it had not failed, you see in the first group of sentence, if it had not failed, the production could have increased. So, we are supposed to look into the section of the conditional clauses with this type of open condition, probable condition and impossible condition. In it, we must know how to make use of our sentences so carefully with its rules and regulations of the frame of its structure by concentrating specially in initiating the conditional indicator if, by presenting all the other words with its correct focus of the grammatical structure. And if you want to communicate in English very effectively, make use of the conditional clause even in conversation too. Do I make a demo? Yes. Hari, come here. Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Okay, how are you? I am feeling better, ma'am. Did you go to the doctor? Yes, ma'am. I went to doctor. And what about his suggestion? Yes, ma'am. He really has felt something fishy about my illness and he wants me to diagnose the scan for it. Okay. Oh. But if you will follow, if you follow the advice of the physician, you will be all right. This is condition number 1. If you followed his advice, you would cure his illness. This states about the failure of his involvement to get an appointment from the doctor, the time delay, and he had not even taken proper treatment. So, only in imagination it would be possible. Hari, condition would be possible in imagination alone. If he consulted a doctor, he would cure his illness. Then how about the third one? If the doctor had attended him in time, he could have cured his illness. This means Hari really went there, but the concerned doctor was not there. What a pity. He was not in station. If he had attended him properly, he could have cured his illness. So this is an impossible condition. How do we make use of it functionally in our presentation is alone essential. Learning grammar can be somewhat difficult, but if you know to keep on update it in your writing. You just take a paper and write all the sentences under open condition. If you work hard, you will pass. If you dance in the stage, you will get the first prize. If you run fast, you will get the first prize. If you study well, you will get the first rank. If you pluck all the mangoes, you can fill it in the basket. See the first conditional clause type. The second conditional clause is this one. If you pluck the mangoes, it would fill in the basket. If you had plucked all the mangoes, you could have filled it in the basket. If you had attended an interview in time, you could have got the job. If you had married her, you could have delivered the baby now. If you had gone to Mumbai, you could have got the first prize. And this is the way you are supposed to make your expression in English functionally, for making it to be so easier whenever you mix up with everybody in a gathering. Because learning English grammar is not only to mug up and by heart it and to write it in a paper, but how shall you make use of it for your functional presentation is very important, because communicative English really is an essential tool to connect you to everywhere. And if you are well versed in grammar, if you know to speak in English very well, if you make use of the conditional clauses for your functional English grammar, you can have the beautiful type of its versatility to make use of many structures in English to speak with everybody in English. Because conversation is a power of involvement to connect you very fairly with everybody, and in a gathering or in a public speaking, or you will be a special person as a center of attraction. You are supposed to attract everyone with your communicative English. For it, your able involvement to present yourself can be only with the vocabulary or the sensible group of words that you make use of in a sentence. And not only that, this conditional clause can also be an added advantage for you to apply it in with your peer group. And you will definitely have more challenges to apply this kind of conversational skills at everywhere. So please now itself take a paper and write down all the sentences in English. Are you interested to write now? Open condition, probable condition, impossible condition. Let me give a recap of it. In open condition, you make use of you will pass, you will get in the other group of the words that come in class. Okay? Then in the probable condition, you make use of the verb in complete past tense, and in the next group of the words in class, you make use of the auxiliary verb in English would. Okay? And you must be so careful in making use of the correct frame of the verb that has to match for the first group of the words to be properly proceeded. If he worked hard, he would get through the examination. Like that, you should know to fix up the correct verb, get through at there. Is it so? And if he had worked hard, he could have passed in the examination. This is another type of the conditional clause which comes under the focus of representing the impossible conditional clause. For it, you must make use of the past perfect tense in the first group of words. Past perfect tense tells about an action which had happened in the long past action along with an effect of an action. Because if you want to tell about the past perfect tense, you could say, I was in Mumbai, I had met my friend and I had taken lunch with him. We had gone to many places. I never even knew how the time could have passed so beautifully. The time had fleeted so beautifully, and we had really lived in a house together. See, this is only the past perfect tense. The correct match of the past perfect tense always comes with more past actions, and the effect of actions and all come in past perfect tense. The ideal match of making your past perfect tense should be with the predecessor of had. HAD, had, is only an auxiliary verb you should make use of. Is it so? And this is the way you are supposed to make use of the past perfect tense in the first group of words in impossible conditional clause, and it should have to be followed up on with other group of words which has its correct reliable action or the thing whichever you want to state in the resulted action of considering the first group of words that state about the destiny or the unfortunate event or any action that failed to prove the condition to be proceeded. Is it so? So, I think all of viewers, you all have followed me now, and please take a paper and keep yourself to be very much involved to write all the sentences in English, because learning English language is an essential task, and keep yourself to be very much involved to keep on write all the grammar, whatever do I present to you in the functional grammar section, and write that in your paper and repeat it always. Stand in front of the mirror, speak a topic related to the concerned exercise whichever has been taught to you, and if you know to functionally present yourself so daringly in front of the mirror, and you know to be you know to cleverly express your ideas, you can really be a special person to decorate a stage on one day, because reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, but writing an exact man. If you know fundamentally, if you brush up your skills to recapitulate your involvement to learn functional grammar alone, your English can be very well improved and your written English can be so perfect, because the sensibility of writing involvement or the correct principles of written English is very, very essential. For it, you learn grammar. And I think I can really feel happy to be with you, and good evening for attending this session, and please be watching my other sessions too. Thank you for attending this session. Thank you.